Welcome, welcome, welcome to Memphis Matters. And on today, I have Mr. James Lester with me. How you doing?
I woke up. I can take it from there.
You woke up. I
I can,
heard that.
yeah.
Well, everybody, look, let me tell you why we're here. On January the 30th, we are going to be having this show. Well, it's not my show. It's going to be kind of like your show. You're going to be one of the featured comedians there, right?
It's a time deserving. Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's going to be at the Rocking Chair right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And that's located at 1542 Elvis Presley. If you want to reserve a seat, you can dial 901-425-5264. And it's hosted by the one and only Dennis Clark. And on today, like I said, we have Mr. James Lester, who is one of the comedians who will be featured. And I'm here to ask him some questions about how it feels to be a comedian and how it all got started. So let's start with the first question. How did it all get started?
Uh, I think I was at a club and someone suggested I give a shot. I went up there.
Well, what inspired you though?
It was a little fun and I'm not bad at it.
Okay, okay. Do you remember your first time performing?
Wow, I'll try. I think it was in the 90s,
Okay.
and it, I think it was one of the first times I saw Mr. Dennis Clark. I saw him my first or second time.
Now Dennis is pretty good. Dennis been around a long time, and those of you who know Dennis Clark knows he's a comedian. Kind of remind you of a Paul Mooney, wouldn't you say?
That's the guy. This guy's in the class by himself.
He is, and those who know him know that. So, who are your biggest comedian comedy influences? Who's your biggest comedic
George Carlin, Mr. Red Fox, Mr. Dodomite, which we opened up for. We'll probably get into it later.
influence?
Uh, and this cat, James Lester, he's pretty good too.
James Lester, yeah. Okay, well, so how you come up with your material?
Mm, purely on their life experiences. Purely. A lot of people wonder how I'm even up on stage because I'm really not a comic. I'm a very serious person.
Would you say a truth seeker? Because what I have found in listening to people like Dennis Clark and listening to people like Paul Mooney and Cat Williams, these are my favorites, Cat Williams. And I don't know anybody else I really like that much other than Cat Williams because he tells the truth. So anytime he's around or he's got something to say, it sometimes can be funny, but a lot of the time it's the truth.
Amen.
And that's what made comedians rare and special and just intellectual. Because to me, all of them are really, really smart.
Mm,
I think you have to be really smart to be a comedian, don't you?
no,
You know,
no.
you ain't got to be smart to be a comedian. Well, I don't want to laugh at somebody who ain't telling me nothing, some truth or something. What do you think?
Well, as long as they telling you what they know of
Mhm.
life experiences. What did you experience? Most of my jokes, 98% of them is what I experienced. And I put a little twist on
Twist.
it.
Okay, okay. So, do you ever test jokes on your friends? Or
No,
you don't.
no.
You just do it.
Well, I done did countless open mics and I did some paid stages. So I know how to practice jokes. Man, you might see me walking down the street practicing jokes with that traffic on. And I'm trying to keep that concentration thing
Wait a
going.
minute.
Oh, yes.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Now you be doing what? What's this kung fu stuff?
I say you can see me on a given busy street, walking up and down, telling jokes, and the traffic going here and there, and that's some hard concentration.
Did you do that in Memphis?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Because I
Oh,
know
yeah. That's where I'm from.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it happening in Chicago, where I grew up. I mean, because everything was busy, everything was right there. That's why I can applaud a Kanye West because I understand how he began because that's how it was in Chicago. You had blocks, you had this block with that block, and you had people who were like they used to call them gangs, but they really, to me, they weren't gangs. They just were people who lived within the same area, and if you didn't live in that block and somebody else from some other area came in, then yeah, everybody would kind of like join together. I didn't witness a lot of fights.
Yes, ma'am.
But then I had a lot of boyfriends.
I
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of, no, I don't have a lot of boyfriends now. I don't have a boyfriend right now. Okay. But anyway, back in the day when I was young, and growing up in Chicago, it was an era where everything was just like the beginning for a lot of Black people in entertainment and comedian and in comedy, I mean, in film and all of that. That was happening. And I guess I'm giving my age away, but it was definitely way before
I
the
can't tell
80s. Now you can't look at me and tell. But in the 70s, you all, it was happening. And that's why I think that comedians have to have some amount of intellect to even be able to perform. So do you have a joke that's your favorite? Is it something that you say on a regular that that you like sharing?
Mr. Clark suggested do your old stuff. I can't. I might do some stuff up there that I even did on stage yet. It's hard for me to stay focused on some same old stuff and same old stuff. So what? I'm gonna get the job done. I see you guys on January 30th. We're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, we are gonna have a blast and a great headline. It's gonna be more than one. So if you just want to get out and just enjoy the evening instead of sitting at home doing nothing, get out. And we're bringing this underground comedy act to Memphis. And we're hoping that this will just be the first of the beginning of many to come. And we are reaching out to those who may not be, we're reaching out to those who no one else has seen, but we know are truly real comics. And so, and I say comment, but I mean comedians. I mean, right now, we're watching the world change. We're watching those who have been at the top be brought down. And even to some degree, after watching a Jamie Foxx and a Cat Williams, they are holding back. And they're not, like Cat Williams kind of have shut down a little bit after was on that show with Mr. Shannon. I don't know. He was preaching.
Hot stuff.
I think Cat Williams might even be a minister. What about you? You a minister?
I've been asked there several times. I've been asked.
You've been asked that?
I have. Yes,
Is it based on what you say to people?
We'll see down this interview road.
So how do you balance your humor with sensitivity and controversial? I just spoke on two individuals that are speaking on controversial subjects. So how do you balance the humor with the sensitive nature of some of the topics that's going on or the things that we're facing in the United States today? You can start with Trump if you got a joke.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Well, I'm gonna touch on that.
Okay.
I was doing a Trump joke about a year ago. Was doing it quite a bit, and he got reelected. So I said, I feel like I got an egg on my face. It was something, I don't want to get into how it went, but it came out with him coming short up on the stick, and now he's tall on the totem pole. So it was so yeah.
Well, I see he didn't want to say nothing about Trump. But that's okay because that's our new president and we're moving forward. Just because we got a new president don't mean the whole world is going to fall apart because I only serve one God, and that's God all by himself
Hallelujah.
and Jesus.
Hallelujah.
And other than that,
Ooh.
Trump can't change my world.
On,
So
come on.
those of you who are for Trump, yay, because I lost some friends because I wasn't yay with y'all. But guess what? I ain't mad about nothing.
Don't be mad.
I'm not mad about anything. I'm not a Trumpster, but he's my president now, so it is what it is. So I don't want to offend nobody.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we got a lot of people here, and you'd be surprised how many people are in support of Trump. Speaking of elections, you got to have some jokes for the city council. I mean, not the city council, but Memphis City School Council, because those people who's sitting up there out of 64,000 people, one of the people who are on the board only got like 1,400 votes. So, are you really representing your community while you up there trying to condemn Dr. Fagans? Now y'all need to crack some jokes on that one.
I got some jokes on that situation. Come 30 January, I'm bringing them on.
Okay.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
That light right there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So when you look at that light, you're looking at the audience. Hey y'all.
But now too, the city council men and women have been real good to James Lester and his one room for rent organization. And I have nothing to say terrible about our representatives in those commissions.
Good.
Mr. Ford, hats off to you with your continue. You've been doing it for years. My mama used to say, "Oh, you better say something about Ford." Well, don't you say nothing about them Fords. They've been helping us, man, for years and years, and they still helping us. Power to it.
Well, let me ask you this: when you've done your shows and stuff, have you had any hecklers? You know, like somebody said, "Hey, you remember the movie with was it it's one of the favorites with Eddie Murphy
and Chappelle."
Yeah. So have you?
I've been heckled once or twice. I was at the Daily Planet.
Okay.
And they didn't have a stage, and I'm telling my jokes, and I'm the only kind of dark-skinned fella in there, but I stood my ground and I'm talking about it. And I said, whoa, back, and they threw a chair. I was trying for me to get the hell out of there. So, you know what I mean? I was in there by myself. The Daily Planet, they tore it down about 10 years ago. So, that's part of the territory. And you asking me to do this podcast with you this close is almost as hard. Oh, she needs to be a good kiss on her face. Ain't she pretty?
Aww. How nice of you. But let's get to the question.
Let's roll.
What's the funniest thing that has happened to you while you were on stage?
I was at a comedy club on Night Honor. I think the owner was Mr. Prescott at that particular time. And I was telling some jokes about a midget and chick fell right in front of the stage. I said, "Oh, I guess I'm doing my job."
So she was falling out on the stage.
Yeah, she fell out on the chair, go to the stage. I forgot what club that was, but I know Mr. Prescott here. Go ahead.
So if you weren't a comedian, what would you be doing? And so what do you have other interests outside of being a comedian? Maybe that's what I should ask.
Like I was mentioning that I got a senior citizens home, and I've been in that business over 40 years. And someone told me that that's your real calling. It's not a get rich game, but it's richens my heart. And from the past 10 years, the Memphis City councilmen have been backing me on it, and the Shelby County councilmen's been backing me on it. And I guess they feel that I'm doing a pretty good job myself for the seniors at one room for rent.
That's good.
Yes, ma'am.
That is really, really
Yeah.
good. It's a lot of seniors out here
Yes,
that are still working,
Mm.
and still having very hard times. It's not even fair because it used to be a time where we could, at a certain age, you look forward to retiring at what is it, 65?
Used
And
to.
and now they're saying it's 67, and I think they want to go up to 70.
Wow. Mm.
But this don't have nothing to do with comedy, y'all. I think I might even be coming.
Yeah, she's pretty enough to be one.
No. So tell me this, what's the weirdest thing that's ever happened? The weirdest.
Weirdest thing. Never wanted to not want to do it. That's weird. Not wanting to really do it because it's not really my true calling. But like I said, I've been told that I'm pretty good at it. So I'm still doing it.
So what can we expect from you on January the 30th?
My best.
All right.
And my best is damn good.
Well, y'all have heard it right here with Dee Dee Cohen, with Memphis Matters. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on January the 30th. What time does the show start?
I think it's 6. And I would like to give a shout out to those comedians that's also on the ticket. I talked with Mr. Big Shane. He's out of Georgia. He's coming down. He says he's gonna take a couple of his soul sisters back home with him. Uh, I'm wondering, he's in fighting for the headliner spot. He said that gesture he uses on the billboard gets it done. And also, Miss Candace ain't right. I talked to her. She's out of Georgia as well. She ain't right. And brothers, you look crunchy, but she's sexy. Brothers.
What they got to do with comedy?
Brothers,
well, I guess it got a lot to do with comedy.
You want to
in the green light.
Interact with this one
in the green light
with caution. She's white / Italian.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute, let me take my glasses off.
I'll just talk to my brothers. I'll talk to my brothers on that.
So that makes her what?
She's white and / Italian. So go with her with caution.
Mm-hmm. And go with me with caution, because I'm a German Jew. Now, when I tell people I'm a Jew, that just baffles. But do the research, because some of you already have. Just look up Koen, Cohen, okay? Y'all remember back in the day? You looked it up?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
you found it was German.
Yeah, I wondered about it. That's why I looked it up. Yeah.
And then we got that place called what? Germantown.
Not your area, though.
Well, it's not my area anymore. I mean, maybe if my folks had not lost the land.
Yes, ma'am.
To taxes.
I took from you.
Then maybe, I could be living out there too.
It's a nice spot where we at. I don't want to talk about that.
Oh,
one more comedian that Mr. Alonzo Funzo Strickland. Very, very
Alonzo Strickland?
Yeah, Mr. Strickland, he's on the ticket. That's a funny cat. He done made a whole lot of them little Kit Kats, cat kits or whatever the hell that is. And he's gonna enjoy you. Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna enjoy him. Yeah.
Well, we're here because we want everybody to know that Memphis is going to have an underground comedy act, and it's going to be done on a regular basis, but it's not going to be anybody that you've already heard of. We are working with people who have talent and needs to be put up front. That's what we're doing. We're not trying to go get the Cat Williams, even though that would be great, but we wouldn't be able to do that. And now it's time to bring life back to the Black communities. I mean, we are in Memphis, and this city is over right at 70% African American Black people. So I just think we all just need to come together. And if comedy is the way we can do it, let's do it that way, because we got to remember that our comedians shape and mold our world. They do. And I'm just glad to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Miss
What
Coleman,
else you want to say?
you asked me about my material.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to this fella helped me write a joke.
He's determined to give a shout out, y'all.
Mr. Joe Less. He's wrote about 10 books. And this is he wrote two good uh comedy books called Screw That One and Screw That Two. But this joke here is the Close Encounter with the Lord. I had an input on this joke. This is just one of his 10 jokes. He's a graduate of it was Memphis State University back then. And he helped me with a couple of jokes. But shout out to you, Mr. Joe Less. And you keep doing your thing. He's out there in California. Oh, I talked to him about 2 months ago. He had 2 more books on the table ready to be published. Hey, power to you, my soul brother. One more time, Mr. Joe Less, Close Encounters with the Lord. True stories of people having encounters with the Lord.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And that's very awesome.
And on top of all of this,
one more thing. While we the envelope in here for Miss Cohen. Sexy thing, you.
well, look, I want to give a shout out to Enthroned Records, Enthroned Entertainment, CEO Andre Pittman. You know I love you. Thank you for always being there for me and also helping me to start my journey.
Amen.
Now, we're going to start a journey, y'all. See?